Hi, how's it going, friends? I'm Darkoburi the Collector, and today we're going to have this double unboxing. For today's episode, we're going to do this double unboxing of Fullmetal Alchemist. If you remember, we recently did an unboxing of Alphonse, who was our tin hero. In this series, remember that both of them are kids, but here Alphonse is the hero or the younger brother, while the one they called Chibi or Little One is actually the older brother. Now we're going to have the privilege of having both Edward and Alphonse in this new edition of these Revoltech figures. We're going to have the pleasure of talking about the company Yamaguchi and their Revoltech series, which, here on the Darkoburi channel, we haven't featured any pieces or figures from this particular brand before. So, stay tuned to the channel. Let's see how this edition turns out. The box has quite a lot of information, so we're going to have some fun with that. So stick with us to check out this double unboxing of Fullmetal Alchemist. The first thing we're going to look at is the brand. Yamaguchi is the actual brand behind these pieces, but their line is called Revoltech. Here we have a combination of revolution and techno, as in revolver. Why? Because if you look up here at the top, it says that it has, well, the joints feature this revolutionary technology so they can move really, really well. Once we do the unboxing and have the figure in our hands, we'll see how it compares to the SH Figuarts figures and the Figma figures we've reviewed. Because remember, with Captain America, his chest would lift up a lot. That was one thing I didn't like about SH Figuarts. We've also given away quite a few SH Figuarts figures here on the Darkoburi channel in giveaways, and a lot of people tell me those are their favorites. Let's see if the Revoltech ones become your new favorites. On this side of the box, we have the name of our figure, Edward Elric, who is our main hero, and over here we have his brother, Alphonse Elric. Here we have a number, let's call it a serial number. Here it is, NR 148. On this side, our Alphonse will have the number 154. But the most curious thing, I thought, oh, it's going to be the line number, but no. If you look at the front, there's another number, which is actually how the figures are collected, but it's a number we also find on the bottom of the box. If you look, here you have to check which of the two it is. If it's figure number 116, let's see if it has any sequence with the series. Apparently, this number is indeed sequential with the series, but we don't know if this is the number in which the figures were released and the number below is the series number. Let's check out these pieces, which I honestly think are going to be amazing. Let's look at the details, both on the face and the hands, and let's see if those joints are really as creepy as they say. Everything else is just information about the piece itself. Let's compare it. This is something new in this box that we haven't seen in the others. We know it comes with joints and extra accessories. Here, they actually tell us how many extra accessories it has. Let's look at each of the two. We can see the poses of the other figure. Here at this height, we see Edward, and on this side, we're going to see Alphonse, and below we see both of them in a really, really epic fighting pose. Let's get the stands so we can also put them in that pose. And now, without further delay, let's do the unboxing of Edward first, because Alphonse already had his own full unboxing on our channel. Let's give the spotlight to Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. Now that we've taken out the Edward Elric figure, which, as the box says, is made by Yamaguchi. Here we have it. Let's also show where the name was, right here. This piece is made by this creator, Yamaguchi, using Revoltech technology. I have to brag a little. I was honestly blown away by all this movement technology. The other figures we've reviewed can only move their arms to a certain extent. But here, you can actually rotate it all the way around, if you notice. All the joints are really well made. Honestly, what surprises me is that with the other figures, you're always worried that if you twist them too much, they might break. That's why we take care of them. We put them in certain poses, like fight scenes from the anime or however you want to display them, and the character can't really move beyond what a regular person could do. Here though, the rotation thanks to this Revoltech technology, if you look at that part of the joint in the articulation, is amazing. And now let's check out what's inside the box. First of all, we get this little box. I'm guessing it's a box to store the extra pieces we're not going to use. But I'll let you guys tell me in the comments if you know what it's actually for. I'd really appreciate it. Next up, we have two effects, which are for when our hero Edward performed alchemy and clapped his hands together. Remember, he would press them against the floor, the transmutation circle would appear for him, and then it would activate. Here we have a piece that's the right arm with the blade attachment. Let's remember that his right arm was sacrificed, and his left leg was sacrificed when they were trying to bring their mother back to life. It's not that big of a spoiler since it happens in the very first episode. They fail at that alchemy trick because, as they say, in order to get something, you have to give something of equal value. But when they try to bring a human back to life, they put in all the ingredients, except they miss the crucial detail, the soul. That's when our hero Alphonse gets taken. His body is taken away, and here Edward sacrifices another part of his own body to be able to bind him to the suit of armor. So, that's why he's called the Fullmetal Alchemist. Here we have the pieces, including the hand without the glove. And here we get 3 more hands as extras. 2 of them are for his powers, and the other one is just for display. We have an extra part of the cape, but we also have this base here, this power effect, and this second base. If you look closely, it says here that you can attach it to one of the feet to have it extended, and the only thing left to show is this piece that connects to the figure, which also has this joint part, this section that can rotate 360 degrees, and we can attach it to this second base. Now that we have our Edward Elric figure assembled here, let's do this. First, we swapped out the arm. If you notice, we used the fully mechanized arm and attached the sharp blade part. Here we have our hand swap. Honestly, this piece already came with his, so we're going to store all these extra pieces in our box. The top part was removed, and you can either attach the blade or leave it as a complete arm. Here we have a special accessory, which is also a semi-articulated part. It's this part of the arm. We're going to create the effect as if the garment tore, so the arm is left hanging there, with the sleeve flying off. It comes with 3 face swaps. We'll show you a photo of all of them in a moment, but I left the original face that came with the figure, and for the hand parts, I just swapped the closed fist for an open hand. What I wanted to show you was the effect when Edward touches here, creates the resonance, and can transform his arms, which are completely, well, his arm, which is entirely made of iron, of steel, into objects, just like his leg, or when he would clap and put his hands on the floor to start his alchemy spell. But I haven't put it on yet. If you notice, I left it over here. First, to show you 2 things. The base, as it came, didn't really allow me to set the figure down comfortably. Even though it rotates, let's try it. Do you see? It moves with this Revoltech technology, and this part does too. Listen to the creaking sound the piece makes. You can keep adjusting it, but the part where Edward's back ends is where you actually attach this part of the base. I couldn't get the foot to fit perfectly here, which is why I decided to use this other base. Let's talk about the figure. It's awesome, but honestly, I didn't like it that much. Let's do the effect here. If you look, the chest really sticks out on this figure. It kind of juts out, like something's missing, but if I set it straight, let's do it so nothing shows. If we cover it up, it looks like Cuauhtémoc Blanco with blonde hair. So here, if we extend the neck, the hair also moves. But honestly, this part here doesn't fit comfortably, like it doesn't sit right. Other than that, the figure is flawless. It's just this part here, where the chest meets the abdomen, that I didn't really like for being able to have our Edward stand completely stable here. You can see it, the shirt part sticks out, but well, that's the detail I didn't like. Let's give it between a 6 and a 7. The rest of the figure's details are awesome, and now let's go ahead and talk directly about the figure. Let's first take a look at our hero Edward's face here. He has eyes that are kind of mustard colored, sort of yellowish, but that's the color he has in the anime. His face looks serious, he's ready to fight. He has golden hair. Remember, both of them have golden hair, it's just that Alphonse's body is missing here. Let's remember that our hero had his arms. Here, this arm. The right arm that he lost during his first alchemy spell, the heavy one, when he tried to bring his mom back to life a day after she died. He gets it replaced. If I remember correctly, it's Winry who replaces it, along with her grandmother, who's the robotics engineer. So, it looks kind of funny. Here he looks sort of like he doesn't have a neck, poor Edward. But here we have a trench coat, or really a completely red cape, and honestly, I love the color. It's flawless. It has these joints where you can also move the cape around, as if the wind were blowing it, or as if he were going into battle. My favorite part of the back of the cape is the symbol they use. If you look closely, here it is. Down here is the symbol of our heroes, the alchemy symbol. And check out the Prime 1 Studio page. They just released some spoilers on their YouTube channel with the logos of all the figures that are coming out. And honestly, I was blown away because the Fullmetal Alchemist one was there. So maybe in a year and a half, we'll have that Prime 1 Studio Fullmetal Alchemist piece here on the Darkoburi channel. Besides that, Edward's outfit is completely black. If you look, the inside is all black. Here we have both the pants and some boots that are just a little bit brown. And what's characteristic about him is, first, he wears the red cape, the gloves because he passed his state alchemist exam, and that's why he's the Fullmetal Alchemist. He's one of the main characters, honestly super cool. Remember, he's just a kid. He was one of the youngest to ever pass that exam, and I'll leave it to you to check it out in detail on the Darkoburi channel. And now let's move on to the second one. Let's remember that at the beginning, Alphonse didn't take his exam. I'm not going to give you spoilers. Maybe he took it later, maybe he didn't. But people always mistook him for the Fullmetal Alchemist. Why? Obviously, because he was wandering around in a suit of armor. No one believed there was a child's soul trapped inside that armor. He no longer aged, no longer needed to eat, no longer needed to sleep. He was the one who looked after Edward. But he would always get startled suddenly, because he was still just a kid. That's why, always, including the figure we unboxed here on the Darkoburi channel, which you can check out, the first 4 figures Alphonse Elric, the face always looks surprised. Here, we're going to have the face he made when he was anxious, honestly, when he was scared. He got scared easily, obviously. And let's take a look at the figure to compare it as well. Right now we'll show you a comparison photo with our piece. The one that came out fighting against one of the 7 deadly sins from first 4 figures. Let's see which one made a better replica of Alphonse Elric, Fullmetal Alchemist, here on the Darkoburi channel. Now that we've removed the pieces from our Alphonse Elric, first up we'll have the helmet swap. If you look, this is when he has the scared face. We have a hand swap where they're in this position, and another hand swap where the palm is fully open, this time the right hand. We're going to leave the fist closed in this position, which is a bit more striking. We had 3 face swaps plus the original face. Here we only have 1 helmet swap plus the original face, and that's something that makes me wonder. Did you notice? The part that's sticking out of the helmet is white. Leave a comment if you think it should be white-black. We'll show you a photo of our Fear 4 figures piece to make the comparison, and then we'll do a full comparison right now. Honestly, it's not about the size or quality of the pieces, but about the details and the perfection with which those details were captured. First off, the helmet, which keeps the spike here on the forehead of our hero Alphonse. And, as we can see here on the shoulders, these spikes on the armor also stick out. We have the whole smooth part of the armor in a silver color, let's say, a silver gray. Honestly, I like this Alphonse piece more. Like I said, Edward left a lot to be desired for me, especially with the chest part that stuck out a lot. Here, our Alphonse does have that feature, but if you look, you can move it up and down, but nothing happens where you can see the inside is completely hollow. That's great. I give this piece a 9. Here on the arm, we have the detail fully done, let's say, the tattoo symbol that our hero also has on the back of his cape. Super cool in red. And we're going to do a close-up in a moment because on the inside of the neck, you can also see the symbol that Edward drew to put his brother's soul inside the armor. Other than that, what stands out is that it's a full suit of armor. Here are the pieces for the quadriceps, and here are the pieces for the calves and the feet. Right above the feet, it has the same spike sticking out. There are 3 spikes every time. If you look, here on the shoulder, there are 3 spikes again. And it has this apron. This one is white, which looks kind of interesting. And like I was saying, the base is on the back. The base is completely identical to Edward's. It comes with its extra little box to store the accessories. And aside from that, everything is gray with its details. In the other one we made, it had its symbols, its parts, its features, its scratches, like it had been in a fight. Here, the armor is flawless. Let's remember that since they're alchemists, they could rebuild everything and repair it completely. Why? because it was the same material, just like new. So here I leave you with Alphonse's presentation so you can check him out in detail on Darkoburi's channel. And with this, we wrap up the assembly and unboxing of both figures from Fullmetal Alchemist. A new figure, a new company we're checking out, with technology that honestly left me totally impressed. I totally recommend the series. A lot of people tell me, hey, I haven't seen that series. I haven't seen this other anime either. I recommend it to you. And so you can also stay entertained and get motivated to watch all of Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm giving you the homework of watching the first episode. And if you like this video, leave a comment. If you didn't like it too, give it a like. I love it. It makes my day. Share it. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our posts or any of our videos. Remember that on Thursday, the long version comes out, which includes all of Darkoburi's commentary. And every Friday, there's a short version so you can say, hey, I don't want to listen to all that. Go to the short version. Let's get straight to the unboxing. It's all good. There's something for everyone. And check us out on all our social media. Remember, we're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Medium. Go visit each and every one of our social media platforms. Also, check out our website at darkoburi.com because there you'll find figures to collect. We've got mugs, thermoses, keychains, bumper stickers, a whole series of Darkoburi collectibles that could be yours. We'll ship it right to your doorstep. And you know, Darkoburi, peace out.